please work. Everything else has gone wrong. Redstone. Gotta love it. And just about to happen. 1 eternity later. There is no more sun. Why are you still up? Hello and welcome to the realm of Midgard. I'm Dew Mountain and this is episode 14 from our realm. I'm standing here in our sheep and cows and apparently also foxes pens, which we built up last episode. I think, this really came together nice and it really helped tie up this sort of corner and almost finished it off a bit. We just need Athika's house changed so we can do the little waterfall and terraforming behind the houses there, because I don't want to take up any room that he has plans for his house. So once that's all finished, then we can work that out. But yeah, as I sort of said last episode towards the end of it, I've been working away in the industrial area, setting up the sorting system, which, very repetitive, but hopefully it's going to work for me. I've also spent a bit of time in the biome that's just behind me, collecting up some ice from the cold water sort of keeps freezing over, so I made a little makeshift ice farm there to sort of get that up, and that's been very tedious work, although rewarding, because we did find some snow foxes, which are pretty cool. Let me go show you our new friends. Over here you can see we've got these 2 new foxes, which, well, they're just really cute. And we've tested it out. It is just a random, chance which one it's going to be if we breed, say, Steve with this one. And yeah, just some more life and different animals to be running around the village, which I think's looking pretty cool. And I know Ranger's sort of come aboard of it. He likes seeing the little foxes just run into screen and that. It's a bit funny for us all. Alright, so what we're going to do in today's episode is, see this thing behind me, some bamboo, a little bit of sugarcane in the back there. We're going to head over to the industrial area and make up a farm to, well, collect a fair bit of that. And this is going to be very different to all the other sugarcane and bamboo farms I've made. We're going to try a hand at some flying machines here. So let's head over to the industrial area and I'll show you what I'm thinking. And I'll also show you a bit of that sorting system. And we'll take it from there. Alright, now that we're in the industrial area, let me show you the sort of sorting storage that I've been working on. As you can see here, we've got 6 high double chests up there, which are all getting filtered in. Ooh, some of them even picked up some goodies. And we've got a basic sort of item filter in here. We've set it up in spaces of 4 going along, so we can get 3 of these into each chunk. And we've dedicated these 4 chunks for our storage. Now, I haven't quite extended this up into around here yet, but that's sort of going to be coming on a little bit later on after I've finished up the other side here. Which, as you can see, we've got the basic layout of what we've done for the floor plan. We've used some half slabs, so no mobs will be spawning on there. We've got some of the glowstone, which we get free from our witch farm to light up the place. And then we've got our just normal blocks there, so it's a bit easier to build up these item filters. So let me just go and grab some of the resources out of a chest I got behind here. And we'll build up one of these segments together just so you can sort of see how that's looking. And then we'll jump over to the sugarcane and bamboo farm. Alright, so as you can see, I've done a lot of the trials over there, so I knew that this block here was going to be the perfect sort of distance in to the chunk for me to work with. And that's really what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, and then we're just going to jump up, well, 6, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I place a little dummy block here because we need 1 hopper to just go into this, which is going basically into nothing. This is where our lock system's going to be, our item filter, and when items flow over it's going to see if, that's the right one to go in there. But at the moment, it's just a hopper, so let's actually build it up. Come down, ooh, shift, crouch. Place all these hoppers in, making sure that none of them are pointing down. They're all going into the chest. Alright, so now if I can go and grab my wool out, I'm just going to crouch again. Bam, bam, bam. Now let's just peel her up a little bit using some dirt. Now we want a comparator to, let's move our chicken and our torches. So we're going to want a comparator to come out. Bit of a mess. And this is going to say, hey, look, there's something in here. And it's going to send out a signal, which we're going to detect if it's the right setup. If it's the right item that's going to go in there, this will be able to be powered out and let it through. Trust me, it'll make a little bit more sense when we've got the whole thing built up. So we go down here, then, oh, this is going to be fun. See if I can remember things while recording. So we want a filler block just there so we can place things nicely. This one here will have the one thing I didn't grab out, which is a redstone torch. That's going to lock the hopper so that nothing can go into it unless it's given out the right signal. We're going to want that one block lower, so there, with a repeater into it on just normal. Then we're going to have one more there, filler block here, just quickly go over. Bam, redstone dust, redstone dust. Now, if we did this right, we should be able to put in here, let's say our wool, fill this off with a filler block, and this would go down to 41. Hey, I did it right. And it's going to lock it. And now, no other items, no matter what we do, so we put that redstone there, it's not going. Let's grab ourselves the leftover wool. So you see there the redstone, nope, that's not going to be picked up, that's not picked up, but our wool is. Now, let me stand back a little bit so you can't, that's not a good shot, Mountain, you're not demonstrating well. Right, so if I throw the dirt, wait, is it going picked up or not? Oh, dirt's not going to work, and that's going to kind of wreck it. So let's not use dirt as our filler block. Ooh, We'll be right back after these technical difficulties. Thank you for holding. Let's try this again. So, if I throw the redstone in, it's not getting picked up by the hopper. Neither is the redstone torch, but as soon as we throw this wool, I missed! As soon as we throw the wool, it should be picked up. Why isn't it being picked up? Oh, there we go. I just confused the hopper. Alright, so what I'm trying to say is though that with 41 of our item that we want sorted in here and 4 filler blocks, when we have our water flowing over the top, only the item of which this system is trying to detect will be picked up and allowed in through the hoppers, as you can see down there. So we're basically just repeating this, you know, 3 more times here. So we got the 4, and we do a little gap in there, so that's the way we can have our ice block there, so it helps it slide across, but we can also refresh the water stream so it doesn't run out on us and, yeah, end up a little bit silly. So that's what I've been working on over here. The plan is to be able to send up all the items through the corner here, so hopefully all the farms will be able to lead and push their items under the floor here in different sort of water chambers, just like we've got up there, and then get shot up to the top and be sorted through. Now, this is expandable going upwards as well, so if we need more storage, which we might, we'll just add another layer to this. Alright, I'm going to now sleep. I think that's enough sort of me stumbling over my own words there. And then we'll look at the sugarcane and bamboo farm, which is a bit easier. Right, for the longest time, this has been our sugarcane farm. And today, we are going to be upgrading it and having it go into the chunk behind me and the chunk in front of me. We're also, as long as things go to plan, they never do, but we're going to try, have this multi-layered so that we can have both our sugarcane and bamboo growing sort of in alternative levels. And then we're going to try and get set up a flying machine to come across and break all of the sugarcane, which will then be harvested up by minecarts, hopper minecarts, just like the one behind us. But what we're going to do is set up the railway track so it's in par with the water here. So that way we can have a dispenser system sort of here, shooting it into what we want our future waterways to be as they come across, join up in here and go to the center. What will need to be done first off is I'll have to go through, take off the first bit of the water layer here, lay in our tracks, and then we're going to build it up from there. But before I do that, let's jump over into my redstone testing world. Just a nice flat world where you can test things and it doesn't matter if it gets wrecked. We're going to test over there to make sure that this whole thing will work. So, well, let's pop over there now. Alright, over here now in my redstone testing world, you can see here that I'm standing on top of the flying machine. I got this from a tutorial on YouTube, and I just at the moment cannot remember the name of the channel that I saw this on, but I will definitely get it and add it into the description. But it's really not too hard to make, and it works fairly well. Like, exactly what I'm needing it to do. It's going to go along, break the items, hit the immovable object, stop, and then we pop it there, and back on its way it goes. To make this one, so what we've got here is it's going to be place 1, and then we go out 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go sticky piston there, sticky piston there. We're going to go block in there with the observer, have it facing this one here is going to be facing the piston, so when it moves it's going to update the next one. And this one, as you can see there, when it passes through or it gets the first initial update, as it moves it keeps updating itself. Now we're going to place block there, and that's going to then repeat this pattern here. We go across another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to place sticky piston there with a honey block on it, sticky piston there, observer not facing that way, observer facing that way. Let's be safe so this thing can stop. Let's just go set there, break all these ones here. Now when we go place here, now this won't move because this side here is what sends it back, where this one over here is it's going to send it forward. So we set this off and off we go. And because it's honey blocks, you know, you can stand on it, move along. It's not going to be a very fast trip, but it's something that I'm toying with to try and have our nether portals, well, not nether portals, but the nether tunnels a bit more interesting. But for now, let's try and use this with the sugarcane and bamboo. Now it's going to be pretty much the same principle of how they're going to go across and break it up. So for this I'm going to use the bamboo because, well, we're going to get a little bit more from it as we don't need to put in water sources. So if I quickly just make up a nice little dirt platform, and then I'll bring you in and you can see what I'm thinking. Alright, let me quickly get this done. So we've now got our grass platform placed in there. Let's grab ourselves some bamboo, which is here. And as you can see here, some spots, you know, we can place it, but they're never really going to grow. We get them over here, and it'll be the reversed on the other side. Oh, I don't want to grow it up yet. Let's just quickly place in some bamboo. Now, why are we wanting to do it with bamboo and sugarcane? Well, sugarcane, we're going to get a lot of paper from. Mr. Pro Ranger's been going crazy with his book enchantments at the moment, so there's a very high demand for some paper. The bamboo we can use for fuel as it is, or we can craft it into sticks and get a little bit more use time out of it, and even trade it with some fletchers and all that sort of stuff. But now that we've got some bamboo grown up there, let me quickly change our random tick speed to max 1000, so we can see this stuff grow really quickly, and then I'll sort of break it off a bit. So we go into our settings. Alright, now you can see, whoop, it's growing massively. And now when this gets updated, our flying machine is going to come along and we've got down here all the bits, bobs. If we do that again. Oh, now this is one thing. If I keep, for some reason, one ticking it. I don't know how. It doesn't extend it nicely. So let's go back. You can see the concept there. Let's go back to normal speed now. Whoa. Okay, so 1000 tick speed and a few minutes, and you're going to have a lot of bamboo. Alright, but for now what I want to work with is, let's get ourselves one of these, some of this, and if we work on this one for the minute, because the other one's a bit of a mess. So let's go down here. I want to build up a little spot that I know isn't going to be moved by anything. Now, if I extend this, well, I think I can even just place it straight on there, can I? I can. It's going to set it off, and back it comes. Let me try and send this thing back now. So if we break this piston here, that should update it, send it back. Alright. Now, if it becomes daytime, no, not face palming yet. Sunrise, let's go. So this will set it off. And then it should send itself back. And the reason why we want to do this is we don't want it moving while the flying machine's in unloaded chunks. So if we start leaving the industrial area and it somehow gets unloaded going from one chunk to the other one, it's going to break and stop itself. So then the next step here is to also include, that's a lever there, so a bit of redstone with some, so we can manually shut this off when we do leave. But for now I just want to see, okay, problem here, don't use sticky pistons. As you just saw, or could have worked out, the sticky piston took the observer. We place this here, it's going to extend, sending it off. Now if we go here and go sunset, it got triggered. And now, obviously on the realm, because this is a different distance, it might not make it back in time there or back, but this will keep triggering it on and off. There we go. Perfect. I think this is going to work very well over in the industrial area. So now that you've seen the proof of concept, you've seen me fail trying to explain 2 redstone contraptions today, trying to get the item sorter and this. So I'm going to go over back onto the realm now, prepare the bottom platform for the rails, and then I'll bring it back in and we'll start layering up and building this off. Hopefully things go smoother now. Hopefully. Alright, we've cleared the water now. We've got the foundation there for our minecart track to lay across. The only thing sort of left is to tear down the old sugarcane farm to make room for the new and improved, and also going to include some bamboo there. Now, I've laid out over here a little dry run of, what we're going to have set up for this farm. We're going to have a little bit of a 3-wide walkway on either side, which is going to be, enough space to be able to set up our redstone daylight sensors to be able to trigger this thing on and off. We've got our obsidian blocks here as our little immovable block where the fly machine's going to hit against and come to a stop. And we've got our space here where we're going to be growing our sugarcane. And then the next level we'll do bamboo and so forth. Not sure if I'm going to get to all of that in today's episode, but I'm going to at least get this first layer done. So I'm going to obviously lay all of the minecart rails this way now, and each chunk is going to have its own sort of minecart system, which will be delivering all of the goods to this spot here. So obviously what I'm going to try and do is get some hoppers to run down along here and feed into a dropper, which will then, drop them off, and on their way they go. So I'm going to tear down this old sugarcane farm now, and I'm going to start laying out some tracks and hopefully find out that I have enough honey blocks to be able to make this. If not, I'll go find some slimes and kill them. There should be a few here in the swamp. Alright, so I'll bring it back in when we've got a bit more done. Alright, so as you can see, I've now, set up the majority of the farm. All we've got left is the flying machine and the daylight sensor trigger mechanism to set this thing, off and send it back. So before I jump in and we start building up the flying machine, let's go and have a quick sticky beak at what we can with the railways back down there. So we've got our hopper minecart running backwards and forwards, doing this whole big loop. This whole back row here is just hoppers leading straight into some double chests at the moment. As you can see, I've sort of planned out roughly the canal here where the items will be going through, but until we've really set this up here, we're just going to sort of collect them in the chest for now. And it's mirrored on this side here. I did this because minecarts have a habit of, if they cross chunk borders and the chunk gets unloaded, the minecart can go, it can go walkabouts and just disappear completely on us. So by doing it this way, we're making sure that our minecarts just don't disappear, really. But for the moment of truth, let's now build up a flying machine and see if, it's going to work for us. As you can see, I'm using slime blocks instead of the honey blocks like the redstone testing world showed. That's because I didn't have enough honey. And I'm hoping that these slime blocks don't send the sugarcane flying out the other side. But that's something we're going to test. So let's head over now and build up this flying machine. Alright, so we go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump down, 1 there. That one has to be a sticky piston so it can keep pulling itself back. Let's just go blop blop. Our observer there. Alright, so this is 1/2 completed now. Now we've got to do the other half. So we come out here to there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something, no. 4. I can count, I swear. These ones are a little bit more tricky. Need a placeholder block. There. Break that off. Regrow that. And now, the final observer. Alright, if I've built this right, I'm going to place a block in front of that observer, and we should see, well, a few of these should kind of grown up, so we should see some of them be harvested. Let's see how it goes. Place a block. Oh no! Break the block quick! It's staying there now. And yes, we can see that it is. Oh no, what's going to happen to the cow? Ah, phew. Alright, let's try now with a non-movable item. It's flying back. The cow approves. We did it! We built a flying machine. And of course that sugarcane's going to grow now. Let's fix up this block here. Alright, so it's kind of night time now, so I'm going to quickly sleep away the night, and then let's set up the daylight sensor. Alright, so where this is going to differ from the redstone testing world is, as you can see above us, we have the iron farm, which is going to block us access to direct sunlight for the daylight sensor. So we're not going to be able to sit on top of the piston like we did in the redstone testing world. Instead, we're going to go to the midpoint where we've got those 2 bits of sort of spruce logs laying down. We're going to set it up there, and we're going to have this is to plan, the daylight sensor to sit on one block, which will send out one signal when it's day, and it will revert another signal to tell it when it's night to send it back. The piston trigger mechanism of, going in front of the observer is still going to be the same, but just how it gets the signal is going to be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and try and build this one up over here, and hopefully it'll work. I want to make sure this thing can't be moved. We're going to go there. Alright, so when this gets triggered, it's going to go over and wake that up. Set it up here, I reckon. We go here. Boom. Now if I go, might want a comparator. Alright, so is this sending out a signal? No, it's not. I wonder if it's, what if I just place it straight there? Yes, okay. So then now we grab some redstone dust. We just go shoo. And like that, it works. And now we just mirror this over here. Now let's switch this to night, so that will depower it. Now, let's see if this is going to work. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to decorate this first level up a little bit, maybe even get some resources to try and work on the second level. I'm going to go and empty out the chest. We'll do that now in front of you guys so you can see, and let's just go AFK on this and see how it goes for a bit. Okay, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, now these are both empty. See you back for you guys in no time. Alright, so as you can see, my decoration skills have just, they've outdone themselves this time. No, I didn't really get too much decoration done here. I started doing a bit of editing for the video and saw it was running a bit long. So what I did do was add some stairs and some nice pretty light so you can sort of see which time of the day it is, and a obsidian wall, because a lot of our sugarcane, as you can kind of see there, was hitting and bouncing out way too far. It just had no chance of being picked up. So I added in the wall, and it's come up very sort of useful. I'm really happy with how this is. Mr. Pro Ranger jumped on last night and had a bit of a sticky beak at it. Yeah, he was really happy with how it's looking. The only flaw that I'm finding with it at the moment is because I've used grass, there are so many passive mobs. As you can see, all those chickens down there. We get sheep, we get pigs, we get cows as one just spawns in. So I'm thinking before I put the bamboo layer on, I might go through and do a very tedious task of changing this to all maybe sand, something that these mobs just are not going to spawn. So that's kind of why I haven't finished decorating it, and I want to get that other layer on there. But let's go and see how successful this farm has been. Alright, I'm going to jump down now. Whee! Alright, so we emptied these chests just before we went AFK. Let's see how we're doing. Not bad. Almost 4.5 stacks in chest 1. And almost 4 in chest 2. I reckon, that's coming along pretty good, and seems it's only just starting. We're going to be able to get a lot of paper from this. So, job well done. Alright. But as I said, I was doing a bit of editing and noticed that again, this video is going to be a bit long, so I'm sorry about that. If you've made it to the very end, thank you very, very much. I hope you kind of enjoyed seeing me stumble around explaining how this redstone contraption behind me works and building up the flying machine over in my redstone world. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and until next time, bye!